Hey guys, it's Scoo here, and today we are taking a look at the brand new Star Wars Black Series X-34 Landspeeder. I got this on Force Friday. I'm really excited to show it to you. I'm going to open it up. But first of all, looking at this beautiful box, the artwork on the outside here is really cool. It's that typical Black Series style. You've got a few images here on the front. This is the Landspeeder itself. Great glossy images here. Get a good idea. And of course, Luke. Luke is included. This is Luke in... He's wearing his Tatooine garb, his poncho here, and he's got his hat and everything, which is more from like the deleted scenes of A New Hope. So you get this cool box, artwork all over it, really neat design, really pops, really stands out. On the side here, typical in Black Series form, you have the red, really striking red color, number 2 there on the side, and on the back. Again, more images here. Really glossy images of the speeder itself. I can't wait to see this. This looks really cool. Here's Luke in a couple of his outfits. This is from the deleted scenes of A New Hope, where he's wearing his hat and his poncho, and then the more typical Luke that we know and love. On the side here we get a little bit of information about the Landspeeder and Luke's ownership of it, which is really interesting. On the top, got a cool like blueprint sort of image here of the speeder, the same on the front. Really cool. On this side, of course, more grayscale image of Luke wearing his hat and everything, so alternate look for him. I'm ready to open this up and have a really good look at it. I'm excited to show you guys. Let's have a look.
Look, there's a droid on the scanner. Dead ahead. Might be our little R2 unit. Hit the accelerator.
And here it is, out of the box, and wow, this looks really cool. Man, there's some weathering on here. This is really cool, really great. I mean, Star Wars is known for its weathered universe. And Luke's Landspeeder was always really beaten up looking, and they've captured this really well. I mean, there's drag marks across here. There's like rusting and degradation and things like that on the sides. The left engine here, it's missing its cover, which is exactly the same as it is in the movie, and you can see all these internal parts here, which they've captured in really great detail. Looking at it, the overall color of it is really accurate, I think. It's kind of a pinky brown, kind of rusty look, but that's the way it looks in the movie. I think they've captured the color surprisingly well. The front of it here is really dirty, so it looks like he's been driving through a lot of sandstorms and things like that. It's got a huge dent on the front here. I guess he drove into a wall at some point. The front of this thing here, this grille, is really cool. This iconic sort of rounded grille here, and I think they've captured that really well. The thing about Luke's Landspeeder is that it floats, right? It's sort of an anti-gravity device, and no one really explains how it works, but it doesn't have wheels. It floats, and the way that they've copied that here for the toy version is they've got a stand underneath. It's just a clear plastic stand. I mean, that's a clever way of doing it. Overall, it's not too heavy. It's quite a light toy. It's made of a pretty solid plastic here, but everything's pretty sturdy and in place. Putting it together, we had to slot in this top engine here and attach the windshield, and that was about it. Put the stand on, of course, and we're good to go. There's a few features to it, which is really neat. So first thing here is pop that up, and we can see the engine inside. In the movie itself, you don't get a look at this engine at all, so this has all been made up, I'm guessing, for the toy. The way it all fits in there, they've integrated it nicely. It looks like an actual engine, a future sort of space tech engine. There's a couple more little compartments in the back, which you just sort of pull open. There's one there, and it looks like it has just more machinery parts in it. And another one on this side. This one is for storage. I've put Luke's binoculars in there, which you get with Luke. Very cool, clicks down. Nice and sturdy and solid. The speeder itself comes with a 6-inch Luke in the Black Series form. I don't think we've had this Luke before, this exact version of Luke. This isn't really from the film, it's more from like the deleted scenes, where he's wearing his poncho and he's got his hat on with his goggles. I think he wears his poncho a little bit in the movie, but the hat in particular is from the deleted scenes. So it's sort of a version of Luke just before he gets involved in the adventures of A New Hope. He's got his poncho there, that's made of a nice cloth. It's got a nice edging around it, quite a cool colour. He also comes with this very long cycler rifle, which is a projectile firing weapon, not a laser firing weapon. He uses that to fend off any sand people, Tusken Raiders, Jawas, anybody who comes across his path. As you can see here, you can click in Luke's cycle rifle into the side of the speeder. There's a little peg there, it holds it on. I always love being able to store the guns and any accessories on the actual vehicles themselves. That's always really cool. The poncho is a little bit, I don't know, it sort of doesn't quite sit that well. I appreciate that they've given it to him. I mean, that is part of his costume. You can take it off. There we go. So that's Luke, normal Luke there, wearing his outfit that he wears for the rest of the movie, pretty much. You can hang the lightsaber on the front there, he's got a belt on. The only thing I've noticed with this Luke is that his face does look a little different. I wonder if they've resculpted it or something. His hair is a little darker and the face looks a little different, so I'm not sure if they've redone him or not. All of the articulation seems... it's all the same kind of thing that we're used to in the Black Series. Overall, he looks pretty good, and to have him with the speeder is obvious. You know, you've got to have him. I want to see him sitting in there, so let's take a look at that.
Oh, wait, Luke! It's too dangerous!
So now we've got Luke sitting inside the speeder. It took a little bit of effort to get him in there. I had to take this, you know, windshield off, get him in there, and to put his hands around the steering column. It was a little bit tricky, but, you know, got him in there, and I think it looks really good. Like, he fits in there nicely. He's not too big, he's not too small. I'll take his hat off here so you can see him. And there he is, cruising along at high speed. That's so cool to see that. I think that's really, really cool. You can obviously get another figure in here. Just, I imagine, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. Maybe 3PO or Obi-Wan Kenobi. And there's some instructions here. On the back, a little picture of R2-D2. If you have R2, which I do right here, hello, the back side of R2, he's got a little nodule on the back there, and they've got a little hole in the back, and apparently you can press this down. Now, I don't think this works very well, but R2 can fit on the back, which is just like it is in the movie. So that's really cool. I mean, that's the whole part of the speeder is Luke, Obi-Wan, 3PO, and R2 all hooning across the desert at high speed. You know, looking for Owen and Beru or getting to Mos Eisley or wherever they're going. So it's cool that you can include all your favourite figures in this vehicle, and they do actually fit, which is great. I think that's really cool. You know, you can recreate those scenes over and over again to your heart's content. Overall, I think this is really cool. It's cool to see the speeder. I've always loved the speeder. This isn't the first time this speeder's been recreated in toy form, but this time around, it's really cool. It's probably one of the best ones there is. The detail here is excellent. The paint scheme is just perfect. And to be able to fit these really cool 6-inch Hasbro Black Series figures, which have been out for a while, I think is cool as. You can put this on the shelf next to your Lego Landspeeder and maybe your old 1970s, 1980s Landspeeder, all the different ages you've seen, you know, down the line. But this one is up there. This is the centerpiece, I think. If you guys like this toy, let me know down below, and if you guys scored some cool stuff on Force Friday yourselves, write it down in the comments. I'm out of here for now. Don't forget to thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.